What can a primitive human know of true warfare?
We know how to survive when all hope is lost.
My name is Commander Marcus Stone. I'd spent 43 years as a military strategist, survived 7 wars, led thousands of soldiers through impossible situations, earned respect across 3 continents on Earth. But respect I was about to learn didn't translate across species. Queen Astrea Velcareth had invited me to her palace for diplomatic negotiations. My government sent me as a representative of human military capability, a chance to establish mutual defense protocols. She spent the first hour mocking me. Humans, she said, her melodious voice dripping with contempt, are fascinating creatures. So fragile, so brief. You live perhaps 80 years if you're fortunate, yet you speak of military expertise as if you understand anything about true warfare. I stood before her throne, flanked by her elite guard, and said nothing. My people have been refining the art of combat for 10,000 years, she continued. We have weapons you couldn't begin to comprehend. Technology that would seem like magic to your primitive minds. And yet your government sends you, a single human, to negotiate with me as if you're my equal. She laughed. Not unkindly, just dismissively. What experience could you possibly have that would matter to someone like me, she asked. That's when I answered. I've survived 7 wars, I said quietly. Not theoretical conflicts, Your Majesty. Real wars. Brutal wars where thousands died. Where I made decisions that cost lives. Where I learned that advanced weapons don't win battles. Understanding your enemy does. She leaned forward slightly, something shifting in her expression. The first war I was 22. I thought I knew everything. I was arrogant like many young soldiers. We had superior numbers. We thought that meant victory. Didn't. We were slaughtered because we underestimated an enemy that fought with desperation rather than technology. I paused, letting her absorb my words. I watched my first command die that day. 500 soldiers under my authority. All of them gone because I was too proud to see that they were fighting for survival. That changes you. That teaches you something your 10,000 years of refined warfare might have missed. Respect for your opponent. The Queen's expression had shifted from contempt to something else. Interest, perhaps. Or recognition. The second war, I continued. I was leading 200 soldiers against an enemy force of 500. By any calculation we should have lost. But we understood something about warfare that your advanced technology hadn't accounted for. Human adaptability. We learned from mistakes in real time. We improvised. We survived because humans are trained to think when our plans fail. I walked slowly across her throne room, speaking to her directly rather than from a distance. The third war I learned about the cost of victory. We won. Decisively. Completely. And I lost the ability to sleep for 3 years. Because victory without understanding the human cost is just body count. Queen Astrea stood from her throne. You're telling me, she said slowly, that human weakness is actually human strength? I'm telling you, I said, that strength isn't measured in technology or lifespan. It's measured in the ability to survive, to adapt, to learn from failure, and to continue fighting for what matters. Humans aren't weak because we live briefly. We're profound because we live knowing our time is limited. We fight with everything we have because we understand impermanence. She walked toward me. 7 wars, she said. Tell me about the one that changed you most. I told her about the 5th war, where I'd led an impossible retreat, where we had to abandon positions we'd held for months, where soldiers under my command died in the process of saving thousands of civilians. I made the decision to sacrifice 30 soldiers to save 3,000 civilians, I said. I still see their faces. I still wonder if I made the right choice. But that's what real leadership is. Making impossible decisions and living with the consequences. Queen Astrea was silent for a long time. Then she did something unexpected. She asked me to advise her. Not because I was her equal, but because she understood that experience. Real, painful, blood-soaked experience was something her species had lost in their 10,000 years of refined warfare. We've become too comfortable, she admitted. Too reliant on our technology. Our military leaders plan battles like philosophers, not like warriors. They've never felt real loss. Over the following weeks, I worked with her military command. I taught them not about strategy, they already understood that. I taught them about something deeper. The cost of command. The weight of sending people into danger knowing some wouldn't return. The difference between winning and victory. Before I left her palace, Queen Astrea said something I'll never forget. I mocked you for being human, she said. For being brief, fragile, seemingly limited. But I was wrong. Your brevity gives you something we've forgotten. Urgency. Your fragility teaches you compassion. Your supposed limitations have made you more resilient than my species could ever be. He paused. 7 wars, she said. That's not a number of conflicts. That's a lifetime of learning what it means to lead people into harm. I have more years than you, Commander Stone. But you have more wisdom.